I'm fine.
Thanks to Jehovah.
Yes. All praise to him.
Mm.
Good morning, sisters.
That's you, my sister.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sister Gail.
How are you?
My brother.
Okay.
Hello.
That's Primrose. Primrose saying hi.
Hi, Kat. Tanya saying hi.
All right, see me phone number there.
Okay, Sonia, I got it. Thank you, my brother.
All right. So when you text me, put your name on it, okay?
I will, brother. I'll text you now.
Okay, thanks. So but one day I will see you on face to face again.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning, Brother Green.
Hey, how are you?
Jesus.
Hey, what's up, Jigs?
Hey, man, I'm just trying to write my condolences here, but we got Ricky or is it Omar?
Nah, this is Hayden Green.
Hayden Green. Oh, Hayden.
It's been
Man,
about
I got to get my screen up. I haven't talked to you from ages.
200 years now since I talked to you.
200 years.
Oh, come
I
you
feel,
know, 200 years ago. No.
No, that. How you guys doing?
I feel like I'm in the new world right now, you know,
Yeah.
200 years ago.
Hey, you practicing for the resurrection renewal reunion party is what it's gonna be.
All right. Yes, yes. Listen, let me finish my note here and I'll get back to the speaking. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my number in the chat. You can give me a shout whenever you have time. All right.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right.
Saya masih saying after look too. Jesus.
Oh, Tanya.
Hi, who is that?
Sorry, Tanya. I didn't know I wasn't muted. It's Dwayne Turner. Sorry.
Hi, Dwayne. Good to hear your voice, my brother.
Hello, Tanya. This is Babette. How are you?
Hey, Babette.
Hi, Aunt Judy.
Hey.
I still show my face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Gary and Tracy. This is Keith and Rhonda Heimball.
We've been cooking for a long time. Everybody just take
Hi, nice to see you.
Oh.
Hello.
Inform you that our program will begin in another minute. So we do invite you to take your seats. We are so happy to see you, even under these difficult circumstances. The support, the comfort you provide by your presence is indeed overwhelming. If we understand you lead busy lives, so if your devices are with you, please put them on a setting that won't cause any unnecessary disturbance to yourselves or those around you. We are certainly happy to see all of you, even under these difficult circumstances. And we have come in person, and we're also in the virtual space on Zoom and on YouTube to really reflect for a moment on the life of Valerie Marlene Bennett. We come to appreciate that our dear sister had an unwavering faith, had selfless love, and a tireless devotion to Jehovah that has come to impact the lives of many around us in a positive way. Those on Zoom wish to inform you that the program is being recorded, so be mindful of your surroundings and your attire if you wish to keep your cameras on. Now, today's program is designed to help us to appreciate the life of our dear sister and her hope in Jehovah's loving provisions and his promises that we also entertain. Before we begin, we'd like to outline for you, the program will follow a simple pattern. There'll be an opening song, then an opening prayer, then we'll view a video montage, and then there'll be a funeral discourse, followed by a closing song and prayer. And so now, we invite you all to stand and follow the displayed lyrics on the screen as we sing together the opening song, song number 137, Faithful Women, Christian Sisters. After which Brother Gary Parchment, who serves at the branch office in Puerto Rico, will offer the opening prayer. Song. So now we invite you for the next 8 or 9 minutes to watch the video montage, which is a pre-say of her life and the impact she's had on those around her. who can deny that when you look at the video, two things that characterize her life: good friends and good food. Looking forward to blessings from our dear Father during the resurrection of the new system of things. We sincerely hope that you will be strengthened by the funeral discourse now. And so, please, I invite you to listen attentively as Brother Randy Hughes III, who serves as a volunteer in the Jamaica Regional or Remote Translation Office, the regular pioneer in the Sign Language Injunction Congregation. He will now present the funeral discourse. Brother Hughes, we listen to you.
We want to thank you all for attending here today. We know it's not the best of circumstances, but we are glad to see so many here in person and also tied in to support the Bennett family, including friends from all over the world. And we know that Sister B, Mama Bennett, Mama B, Auntie Val, and all the other affectionate names that she was known by, we know that she would be touched by the support that the family is being shown here today. As was mentioned in the opening prayer, we know that she was first and foremost a servant of Jehovah. She was also a loving mother, sister, grandmother, auntie, pioneer. She's been described as a woman of many roles: selfless, steadfast, multifaceted like a diamond, but also like a diamond with some sharp edges, but one that sparkles. Hospitable like Dorcas. She loved to drive. Known for having handbags that might have anything in them. And if there was ever a person who could overcome conversation stoppers in the ministry, it was her. And anyone who knew her and knew her well knew that she loved Jehovah and she loved her family. We're going to transition into an interview of someone who knew her very well. We'd like to invite Brian Henry, a dear family friend and her business partner when she operated the pharmacy, and ask him a few questions that will help to fill in some blanks from the video or from the pictures that we just saw, and also help us to understand and get to know her even better. So Brian, 4 questions for you. How did you come to know Valerie Bennett, and what can you tell us about her character and personality?
Interesting question. 40 plus years ago, there were a bunch of young brothers who felt they were pretty good at playing football. And so they did. They came from the Linstead area, St. Mary's, Spanish Town, Portmore, Kingston, and they would travel and have tournaments. And on one of those trips, some 40 odd years ago, that's as specific as I'll get, they ended up in Mandeville. And that's where I met the Bennetts, Omar, who was a problem on the football field, Ricky, who was learning to be a problem on the football field, and others. Yvonne Daly and her family, who I ultimately lived with for a while, Lorna Smith, who is here today, Ainsley Brown, who is in the UK, and many others. So that's kind of how I met them. From a personality perspective, Valerie wasn't necessarily an easy person to get to know. She was very private and very guarded, reserved, but she had a well-developed sense of humor when you got to know her. In fact, she had a wicked sense of humor. And she was devoted to her 2 sons, Omar and Ricky, who were her entire world. She cared deeply about people, but again, that's not necessarily obvious. In terms of her character, over time, you began to see that. You saw her love and care for people. You saw how she was fiercely loyal to her friends. She was generous to a fault, and Brother Frey, who knows her well, gave me the Jamaican equivalent. She was generous till she fool. But most people don't know that because her giving was quiet, was silent. You would never know what she's doing. She won't tell you. If any of the spotlight could touch her, she would shy away. She absolutely believed in helping, but she did it from the shadows. And for example, I'm thinking of today. If Valerie knew that there was a gathering at this Kingdom Hall today, filled with people who took time out from whatever they were doing to be here, if she knew that hundreds more are on Zoom, she would be horrified and then embarrassed. She would die of shame because she didn't see herself that way. She didn't see herself as somebody that others would treat that way. So however you see that, her humility, her kindness was all part of who she was. But there's something else I need to tell you. She was capable and determined, and she was no pushover. In fact, when you pushed, she could push back as hard as you. Rick and Amar talk about one instance where she was going with a brother to an appointment and driving a car. And the gear stick came up in her hand, as I guess back in the old days they used to do. And so the brother thought, well, this is over. It wasn't quite over. Valerie reached into her capacious handbag where she could have anything, and she happened to have this massive screwdriver, which she produced from the handbag, jammed into the mechanism, used it as a gear stick, and they got where she was going. Like I said, she was no pushover.
Very nice. Can you share something with us that could help us to understand her view and approach to helping others improve their own lives in her ministry?
Yeah. I think Valerie's experience growing up and as a young adult, even into marriage, made it clear that truth was a virtue that she absolutely admired. And there were times in her life when truth wasn't as present as it should have been. So when she was introduced to the truth by Brother Peart and others, when she realized that there was something she could trust and she could hang on to despite whatever else was going on out there, she grabbed it with both hands, quickly became one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And bear in mind that though she was married at the time, she was in essence a single mother, raising 2 sons by herself. She had neither the support nor approval of her husband as she studied, dedicated, and became baptized as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And then once she found that happiness, once she realized it existed, it was her life's work now to talk to others about it, and more importantly, or as importantly, to live like one of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Outstanding. Now, in the program that all of us received when we came in, there's mention of her hospitable spirit. Can you help us to understand the extent to which she went to assist others in providing hospitality?
I can't, because none of us know. Valerie gave secretly. She gave privately. So every now and again, we would understand some things that happened behind the scenes, but she never talked about it. She never discussed it. And if we were, for instance, to talk about anything we knew and call names, she would be embarrassed when she comes back. So we couldn't tell her that. But we will illustrate a few things. I know the program talks a lot about her support for theocratic activities, whether it was LDC or DRC or elder schools or pioneer schools, etc. I mean, a lot of the brothers and sisters in this room supported her in her ministry, and she supported them, so that's no surprise. She tended to focus a lot on what she could do for others, and even when her cancer became evident and the pain came, she didn't talk about it. There are people in this room that didn't know she was dying until she was dead. And it's not because she was proud to say so. It was she didn't want to burden others, She didn't complain. Whatever life threw at her, she handled it with Jehovah's help, and that's what she focused on. But I will tell you, when we ran the business that we had for a while, Bravo, and by the way, for those who don't know, Bravo is Brian, Ricky, Ainsley, Valerie, and Omar. Let's take care of that. Her first goal was to make sure in whatever area we were operating, we took care of the brothers and sisters first. And it was interesting to the extent that she was willing to make adjustments for brothers and sisters. That was extremely important. Outside of that, she was very empathetic and kind. And I'll share a note that the family got from someone after she died. And it says, "Your mom was so thoughtful, extraordinarily kind, and always willing to help others. I remember after my dad had surgery, she reached out to my parents when she heard there was a need for accommodation and offered her house in Kingston for as long as it was needed to my family. We were so bowled over by her generosity and how she set things in motion and would not take no for an answer. As a family, we still talk about that time when we think about how Jehovah has brought us through some very rough times." And I'll just share one more. Another one from a sister who said, "I reminded Valerie of the kindness she showed me when my daughter was born, that I stayed in the hospital for almost a month, and that she was the one who paid my hospital bill. She said she didn't remember, but I will never forget that kindness." That just illustrates. So when you ask me if we can quantify what Valerie did, only Jehovah knows.
Extraordinary. Final question. Around the time her sons were teenagers, she became a single parent. Can you share how she balanced caring for their physical, emotional, and spiritual needs?
Well, Valerie believed the best way to be in the truth was to live the truth. And so that's what she endeavored to do. She set a personal example in Bible reading, in personal study, in meeting attendance, in some very challenging circumstances, very. A typical day for her was easily 14 to 16 hours, 6 days a week. She had a tremendous pace. And when things got tough, she worked harder and served her God. And when they got tougher, she worked harder and served her God. And when misfortune and setbacks came, she doubled down on serving her God. And she surrounded Omar and Ricky with fine examples. Part of that hospitality was showing her sons what it felt like to serve Jehovah and the happiness we could get from doing that. From those full-time servants, missionaries, you name it. She ensured her fatherless boys had the good examples that they needed to become the spiritual men that they are today. You know, she was remarkable. And to be honest, her legacy will live on in those that she left behind. I have no questions about that. I will say to the brothers and sisters who stuck with Valerie through thick and thin, through good and bad, who made adjustments and allowances for her declining health, you truly are represented at Proverbs 17:17. You are that brother and sister that she needed in times of distress. And we are thanking you in her behalf because we know how much she appreciated it. And the last thought is to Omar and Ricky. Keep your heads up. Keep your heads up. You both did everything you possibly could to keep her with us. You couldn't have done more. And she couldn't have been more proud of you than she was. It's impossible. And I know you're going to keep her legacy going because both of you are selfless and generous and kind. And while you're doing that, you won't even notice that she's gone much. She'll be back soon.
Thank you, Brian. Well, it's clear that Valerie was dearly loved, not only by her family, but also by her friends. She loved her God Jehovah, and we know that Jehovah loves her very much as well. And yet we lost her in death anyway. And sometimes we may wonder why people die at all. Many of us here, we know the scriptures, we share the same faith that she did. So we know academically what the Bible says about death. But when it touches this way, this personally, someone that we love so deeply, it can cause us to put our beliefs in perspective. And it can test the quality of our faith. And that's when we need to continue to lean on the scriptures and see how others in the Bible dealt with similar circumstances. For example, please turn to Genesis chapter 23. If you have your Bibles, and if you're visiting with us, our discussion will focus on the scriptures. We'll be using the New World Translation, but you're free to use whatever version of the scriptures that you have with you. Now, here in Genesis chapter 23, the Bible records the situation that both Abraham and Sarah face. Now, here in verses 1 and 2, Sarah dies. Sarah was the wife of Abraham. She was a woman of faith. But if you notice in verse 2, it mentions that when Sarah died, Abraham began to mourn and weep over Sarah. Abraham, mourning and weeping. Could his children hear him as he wept? Were his servants able to see him as he was mourning? Now, this is the same Abraham who, in just the preceding chapter, chapter 22, we find him demonstrating extraordinary faith. He's attempting to offer up his son, Isaac. And the Bible mentions that he was willing to do this because he had faith, because he had belief in a resurrection. And now we flip the page and go to chapter 23, and we find him mourning and weeping over his wife. Does this mean that Abraham's beliefs were shaken? That his faith had somehow become weak? Of course not. To the contrary, what the account teaches us is that even for men of great faith, death is not natural. Mourning and weeping are to be expected, and comfort is needed. The story of Lazarus, which was recorded in the Bible at John chapter 11, took place thousands of years later. Even in that account, we see the Son of God reacting over the death and the mourning of those survivors. And when we take a look at his example, we see yet another example that death is not normal, that mourning and weeping can be expected, and that comfort of the family and friends is needed. And while we comfort each other because of our care for each other, some may wonder, does Jehovah see the mourning of the survivors? I mean, we're here in this auditorium. We have other brothers and sisters and friends on Zoom. We see it. But does Jehovah God see it? Does he really? We say that. It sounds good. But does he really see and care? Does how you feel right now matter to Jehovah? We get some insight into that very question. Let's go back. Let's go over to the book of John. Let's take a look at John chapter 11. Now, as we take a look at this account, one thing we have to keep in mind, Jesus, who's talked about in John chapter 11, Jesus is the Son of God. The Bible lets us know he's the perfect reflection of his Father. That does not mean that they're the same. It does mean that they're in perfect unity. Now, if you take a look at verses 32 to 36. Now, in that particular account, we know Lazarus had died. And in verse 35, it says that he gave way to tears. And when Jesus gave way to tears, the Jews in verse 36 made the connection of those tears to the love that Jesus had for Lazarus. But in verse 33 says that Jesus groaned in the spirit and became troubled. What was that in response to? The verse actually says that Jesus groaned and became troubled after he saw Mary weeping and the Jews who had come with her weeping. In other words, their distress affected Jesus so much that he was troubled within his own soul. Their distress affected him, it troubled him, it grieved him, and soon thereafter he did something about it. Now, the Bible repeatedly tells us that Jehovah God feels the same way. Let's go to Psalm 34, the 34th Psalm. The 34th Psalm, verse 18. Now, psalmists here talking specifically about Jehovah. But understanding what happened with Jesus helps us to better understand this verse. The 34th Psalm, verse 18, it says, Jehovah is close to the brokenhearted. He saves those who are crushed in spirit. Have you ever cried so much that you felt like you were drowning? That you couldn't breathe? If so, then remember this verse. He saves those crushed in spirit. In other words, Jehovah sees the pain of the survivors. He cares about it. He promises to do something about it, both now by means of support and in the future by means of the resurrection. But if Jehovah cares so much, because this verse makes it clear he cares about us, but if Jehovah cares so much, then why do we lose those that we love in the first place? Have you ever wondered? If he cares so much, why do we lose them? Well, we have to remember death was never a part of Jehovah God's original purpose. These are the things that we've learned. Some of us who are witnesses, we've taken this to others, but remember it when it hits home, we have to think about it again. Death was never a part of Jehovah God's original purpose. We all know the story. He makes Adam. He makes Adam from the dust of the ground. He gives Adam life. He places him in the garden. He tells Adam, you can eat from all these trees, not this one. Don't eat from this tree. This tree belongs to me. Adam ate from the tree. He ate the fruit from the tree. He disregarded the command. And when he did that, there's something very specific that Jehovah told him. What did Jehovah tell him? Let's take a look at it together. Genesis chapter 3. Genesis chapter 3. He had been warned previously, but now the sin has occurred. He's eaten from the tree. So now in verse 17, Jehovah tells him, because you listened to your wife's voice and ate from the tree concerning which I gave you the command, you must not eat from it. Cursed is the ground on your account. And then in verse 19, he says, in the sweat of your face you will eat bread and until you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you will return. Dust you are, and dust you will return. There is nothing in the scriptures to suggest that Adam was confused about what this meant. Adam realized that meant he was going to die. He was going to return to a state of non-existence. But what's interesting here is what Jehovah did not tell Adam. Jehovah did not tell Adam that he was going to heaven. And he did not tell Adam that he was going to burn in a fiery hell. And it's interesting, and that's a very important point, because today there are millions of people earthwide who believe in a fiery hell. Now, here's a side point. For our consideration. Individuals who believe in a fiery hell, what type of persons do they believe will go to this fiery hell? Well, if you ask them, they will tell you bad people, wicked people. As an example, maybe somebody who commits a murder or maybe multiple murders and they're not sorry about it. They're not repentant. That's who will go to hell. Well, if that's the case, then here's a question for our consideration. Is there anyone in human history who has committed more murders than Adam? Is there anyone in the history of mankind that is responsible for more deaths than Adam? And yet, knowing the series of events that was set in motion when Adam was disobedient, Jehovah did not say anything to him about a burning hell. He said, "For dust you are, and to dust you will return." In other words, you didn't exist before I created you, and you're going back to that state of non-existence because you sinned. Death now became a part of his internal system, and because he had not yet had children, he passed that infection of sin onto all of us, and that is the reason why we now die. How do we know? Because the Bible tells us directly. We don't have to guess. Romans chapter 5, verse 12. That is why one man, that is why just as through one man, Adam, sin entered into the world, and death through sin. And so death is spread to all men because they had all sinned. Like Adam, we die. When we die, we return to the dust of the ground. Ecclesiastes 9:5 and chapter 9, verse 5 and 10 says that in that unconscious state, there is no pain, there is no suffering, there is no work experienced. But the best way that death can be described is by Jesus himself. Let's go back to John chapter 11. Let's go back to John chapter 11. Now, Jesus himself, the Son of God, who's been on both ends now, he gives a description of what death is. John chapter 11, verses 11 to 14. See if you can pick up the comparison that Jesus gives that helps us to better understand what death is. John 11, verse 11 to 14. After he, Jesus, said these things, he added, "Lazarus, our friend, has fallen asleep, but I am traveling there to awaken him." The disciples then said to him, "Lord, if he is sleeping, he will get well." Jesus, however, had spoken about his death, but they imagined he was speaking about taking rest and sleep. Then Jesus said to them plainly, "Lazarus has died." Jesus compared death to sleep, but why did he compare death to sleep? Well, let's think about what happens when a person is asleep. When a person is in a sound sleep, they are not aware of the lights that are blinking in the other room. They're not aware of the conversation that's taking place across the street. They're oblivious to these things. Isn't that the case with death? And when someone has been asleep for some time, what eventually happens? Eventually, that person wakes up. Every one of us here in this auditorium right now, if you went to sleep last night, you had to wake up before coming here this afternoon. And so Jesus compares death to sleep. Why? Because of the unconscious state that a person is in, and because that person has the opportunity to eventually wake up. But how do they wake up? The Bible addresses that. John chapter 5, verse 28 and 29 says, "He will call, and they will answer his voice." We're talking about a resurrection. And Acts chapter 24, verse 15 indicates that that resurrection will include righteous people and unrighteous people, people who had been faithful to God, like Sister B, and individuals who didn't have the opportunity to understand and apply Bible truth. And it is true, the Bible does also speak about a resurrection to heavenly life. But as it relates to life right here on earth, when that time comes, what will life be like? What will it feel like for those who make it through the end of this system alive and for those who are resurrected? The Bible gives us a clue. Turn, if you will, to Revelation chapter 21. Revelation chapter 21. Revelation chapter 21, verse 3 and 4. Some of us are very familiar with this verse, but boy, there is so much in these verses. So much in these verses we can learn. Revelation 21, 3 and 4, talking about the future promise. It says, with that I heard a loud voice from the throne say, "Look, The tent of God is with mankind, and he will reside with them, and they will be his people, and God himself will be with them. And he will wipe out every tear from their eyes, and death will be no more. Neither will mourning, nor outcry, nor pain be any more. The former things have passed away. This was one of Valerie's favorite verses. And the scripture gives us so much insight into what life would be like. And we wish time would allow. It doesn't. We could spend probably another hour or an hour and a half just on these two verses. We don't have that kind of time, but let's take a little bit. Let's just focus on the phrase, their death will be no more. That phrase helps us with the location of the promise. It helps us with the longevity of the promise. And it also helps us with quality of life. If someone asked you in the ministry, if you ask somebody rather in the ministry, Revelation 21, 3 and 4, is that talking about heaven or is that talking about earth? What do you think they would say? Because the Bible does mention here God, we know he lives in heaven, but it also mentions mankind. We know that mankind's here on earth. So is Revelation here talking about heaven or earth? We know it's talking about earth. Why? Because of that phrase, death will be no more. Because the Bible says nothing about death in heaven. Death is something that happens here on earth because of what Adam did. So it helps us with the location of the promise, but it also helps us with longevity, because how many times have we used this scripture to talk about everlasting life? Hey, everlasting life, look here, it says death will be no more. This is what it means. It helps us with longevity. But this same verse, this same phrase, brothers, sisters, invited guests, it helps us with quality of life. Quality of life. For example, if death will be no more, that means there's no more sickness. There's no more cancer. There's no more diabetes. There's no more heart attack. Why? Because people die from those things. This verse says that death will be no more. If death will be no more, that means there's no more war. Because people die in wars. So death will be no more. If death will be no more, that means there's no more crime. That means there's no more violence. That means there's no more terrorism. Why? Because people die as a result of those things. So let's think about what's being said here. If there's no more sickness, cancer, heart attack, stroke, diabetes, if there's no more war, if there's no more violence, crime, terrorism, do we really have a need for doctors? Do we really have a need for hospitals? Do we really have a need for healthcare? Is there a need for police? Is there a need for armies? Do we see how just that one phrase helps us with quality of life? It helps us to paint a picture of what's to come. And so that phrase, just that phrase alone, helps us with the location. It helps us with longevity. It helps us with quality of life. How do we know that this is really going to happen? Well, let's go back to verse 3. I'm going to reread verse 3, and I want you, not audibly, but maybe with a shake of a head, nod of a head. Let me know if I read it correctly. Let's go back to verse 3. It says, with that I heard a loud voice from the throne say, look, the tent of God is with mankind, and he may reside with them, and they might be his people. Am I reading that right? I'm reading it incorrectly. Because what this says is that he will reside with them. They will be his people. In fact, the word will is mentioned 6 times. God himself will be with them, and he will wipe out every tear from their eyes, and death will be no more. It's as if Jehovah God is saying, you can count on this. It is going to happen. And that's the reason why verse 5 says, these words are faithful and true. Now, if you and I want to be a part of this time that Sister Valerie looked forward to, then what do you and I have to do? Do you know that this same verse, verse 4, tells us what we have to do? If you and I want to benefit from the things that are talked about in this verse, verse 4 tells us what we have to do. Now, you have to look closely because it's very easy to miss, but it's there. Can you see it? Because it's there. What we have to do. Here's what we have to do. Verse 4. Here's the key. And he will wipe out every tear from their eyes. Let's help us to connect the dots by means of an illustration. When was the last time that you voluntarily allowed someone to touch your face? Now, who was that person? Well, if you're married, perhaps it was your spouse. If you're a child, maybe it was a parent. Or maybe you just have a really good friend. But the point is, whoever it was, it's someone that you have a close relationship with. It's someone that you have an intimate relationship with because you don't just allow anyone to touch your face. But now, if someone's going to wipe away your tears and my tears, what does that require them to do? I mean, this is illustrated beautifully in sign language. If someone's going to wipe away your tears, they have to touch your face. And so what is Revelation chapter 21, verse 4 really telling us here? It's telling us that if you and I want to be a part of the things that are talked about in these verses, then we have to have a close relationship with Jehovah. We have to have an intimate relationship with Jehovah. There's no way around that. That's what Sister Beverly had. That's what Sister Bennett had. That's what you and I want to make sure that we maintain. Because that's the foundation. She was known for these things. The faithful men and women of the Bible, they were known for these things, and so was she. She has done her holy acts of conduct, her deeds of godly devotion. She built a relationship through heartfelt prayer. She had a zealous share in the ministry. Serving Jehovah was so much more than what it is for some people today, going to church and saying, God is my Savior. She had a real relationship with Jehovah. She learned about what the Bible said. She taught it to her children. She had Jehovah's love and affection for that. And if you and I do these things, if we follow her example, then we will be welcoming her back in paradise. When she's resurrected, can you imagine what the first day back for her is going to be like? She'll probably shake her head and crack a smile. That smile will get increasingly bigger until it turns into young laughter. One of her grandkids will snap a picture of her, and she'll be okay with it. She'll ask for a milkshake, but it'll have to be sweet. She's going to need some ripe plantain to go with it. Those closest to her will be gathered around for an inner circle discussion that catches her up on everything that she's missed. Someone in the group will gift her her next handbag, and there'll be a screwdriver inside of it. She'll take out that screwdriver, she'll drive that manual stick shift to the next gathering, all the while shouting, so they do have cars in the new world. I knew it all along. Omar will say something that causes her to run after him and slap him. And Omar, she'll be young enough and fast enough to catch you. And as the day is coming to a close, she'll ask if she can go and help with building and designing the neighbor's house across the lake. And Ricky will say, "Oh, Mama, that's your house. It'll be ready for move-in tomorrow. And when, by the way, it comes with a car so you can go out driving." And as her eyes swell with tears of appreciation, and as her heart fills with an abundance of love, she's going to embrace you two boys. And she's going to say in your ears, "I glorify my Father Jehovah for the gift of you two, for all he's done for me, and for all he's done for us." And you know what? It turns out I was right after all. Change of occupation is rest. Brothers, sisters, and invited guests, it's going to be a sensational family reunion. Let's make sure we're all there to see it. Let's turn our attention now back to our chairman.
Brother Hughes, thank you so much for those kind words. These words help us to appreciate the warmth, the humor, the love our dear sister had, but more so importantly, the hope she cherished. And we look forward to that, the realization of that in the near future. We invite you once again to view the video presentation, and we have our closing song and our prayer. Our dear sister's faith and confidence in Jehovah never wavered, even in the most difficult circumstances. How we do look forward to when he will call and she will answer perfect health in a perfect new world. We are looking forward to have everyone here share that joy with us then. Let me read an announcement from the family. Valerie's sons, daughters-in-law, grandchildren, and extended family truly appreciate your love, support, prayers, and your attendance. 185 in attendance in person. And those connected on Zoom or YouTube from all over the world, the US, Mexico, UK, Uganda, Kenya, Ethiopia, and the Caribbean islands, 485 in attendance. It's a total of 660, if my math is right. I respectfully mention too that while the family has chosen not to have a repast afterwards, they would love to hear from you and immediately following the program. So for those on Zoom, there will be breakout rooms, and you can feel free to share a text in the chat or record a message that the family will review later on for their comfort. Please keep the message brief. Now, let us, all of us, in the virtual space and in person, sing together the closing song, Song 158, It Will Not Be Late. After which, Brother Bruce Bunn, who serves as circuit overseer in circuit number 32 in New York, will offer the closing prayer.
Good evening, sisters.
Hello.
Oh, no.
Lorna is not on Zoom. She's like Kingdom. May I look for the person who doesn't Lorna.
And the husband attack there, you know.
She named Linton.
Oh, me,
Hello.
okay, I am not.
Hi.
My sister named Linton. I'm Tilda McLean.
For me, you take my picture for me.
Hey, Tilda.
Hey, hi. Who's that?
Hi, Brother Sonny.
Brother who?
Nate.
Hi.
Yeah, this is
Annette Dawkins. Annette.
Yes. Hi. Hi.
Annette, this is Dorothy. I'm on Zoom. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. And you?
I'm good. I lost your number because my phone wasn't working, so I need to get it back.
Okay.
Sister Annette Dawkins.
So what I'm going to tell you, Annette, is to, if anyone out here to send it to them, and then I'll get it.
I'll give it.
Claudia.
I'll give it to Dorothy.
Sister Dawkins.
Hello.
Thank you very
This
much.
is Patsy.
All right.
Hi, Annette. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
You're sending for me, right? Thank you. So,
Yeah,
Annette, I'm going to leave now. I'm going back in service. Was
Hi,
nice to
Brother
see you.
Alrighty.
Take care.
Okay. Patsy, yes.
Hi, Annette. How are you?
I'm very well. And you have,
I
when
am
will you
fine.
be in Jamaica?
Yeah?
When are you visiting Jamaica?
Hi, Miss McLean.
Next year.
Sister McLean, how are you?
Okay, okay.
And I I would love your number.
Okay, it's okay.
Through Chloe.
Oh, no, me.
All right, through Chloe, all right.
And I saw Garfield, but not to speak with.
He's on. I sent him the information. I guess he's on.
Okay, okay. So could you pass my number to him as well, please?
Yeah, when I get it from Sister Petty.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, nice to hear from you.
Nice to hear from you. I remember those beautiful days in Somerset.
I know. It's been a long time.
Bye, sisters, and have a good day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Brother Rochester.
Bye, Sister Linton.
Hello, Brother Rochester. This is Brother Brown. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Sister McLean, how are you?
Well,
Brother Mark.
Doing okay?
But I'm really larger than life. I used to be larger.
Okay. Oh, well.
I was a 2X, man. And you believe me, for like 268.
Come on, them pop. I don't know.
Hello, Mark. How are you? Sheila Winter.
Sheila Winter.
Long to
Sheila Winter.
see paradise come to see. He loves the patient to it will not
Out
be
there,
Wilton,
I'm looking at the kid now.
Wilmot.
What's up, man? I see secret.
Eh?
Oh, that's on the screen.
He's there, but he must do about me. Eh? He did? When?
Guys over again. I promise
When?
you.
All this.
Hello, Mark.
Hello.
Good day.
Hey, Mark.
Hi.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Is who that saying who that? Me can't see you.
Your mic's closed, Mark?
No, my mic open, man. You don't hear me.
I'm just hearing you now.
Who are you?
I was saying hello before, but you didn't answer me.
Yeah, so you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you now.
Okay.
How is everything?
You could have better and you could have worse, you know, I'm not going, bro.
Well, we all could say that, really.
You still a juggle. You still a juggle, man.
Yeah.
How are you? How are you?
Huh?
How are you doing?
Who is asking though?
Me, Mark.
Hi, brother and
okay.
sister Rochester. How are you?
Huh?
Brother and sister Rochester.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
How
just
are
me
you
alone.
guys?
It's just me alone.
It's just me alone. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, good to see you.
My wife is in Jamaica. I'm in Texas.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Okay, you're in Texas.
Yeah, I came up for my brother's wife funeral.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I know.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you, sis. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay.
So me dealing with more than one funeral at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
Right, yeah.
And I'm going to another one at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Me too.
Wow.
Right. What are we so many faithful ones?
Yeah.
Yes,
and next week you have John.
John Demetrius.
Yes.
Yes, man. But the end has to come soon.
Oh my gosh.
And if you come like now.
Yeah.
I'm not that good word to say.
You can't come too soon, sis. You can't come too soon. This one is the
Brother Rochester, where do you live in Texas?
I'm in Baytown. I don't live here, you know. I just come up to the
You say you're Baytown. You're right.
I'm in Baytown.
Well, I live in Houston, and I used to go to Bel Air Congregation with Rick. So Ricky and I go way back. Ricky and I go way back before Helena.
Okay.
My name, I'm in Jamaica myself, but I'm using my sister's computer. Her name is Rona Linton.
Come out of the Zoom.
I
That's your name.
This is my nice.
I was there, so I'm just returning your call.
All right, so be safe now.
Hi, Marcia.
Bye.
Marcia Wakefield.
Hi, can you hear me?
Just about.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you home, Marcia?
Yeah, I'm home.
Hey, Mark. Good afternoon, my brother.
Hi, who that?
It's Walter and Dyer.
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 Brother
Wow.
Dyer.
Dyer number 2.
Here's me.
Brother Dyer.
Yeah.
Brother Dyer.
Why don't you put them out there?
How you yourself?
Well, your sister Dyer is right here.
Oh my gosh, you're looking so good.
And
Brother
the
Dyer, you
sons-
remember me?
Name,
But your name say iPhone. Nobody
Evelyn Irwin. Evelyn Irwin.
Evelyn, okay.
Evelyn Irwin from Hearties.
Yeah.
Sister Daya looks so nice. Good to see you.
How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you. You're in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where in Canada are you?
Brampton.
Really? I came up here 2 times because my sister, one of my sister live in Brampton now, and one move and live further out. I came to the Kingdom Hall near to Brampton, where and what's her husband again? I visit the Kingdom Hall, they do, and cause they visit us in Florida here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder if it's the Kingdom Hall that Tim Wright go to. You do you know Tim Wright?
No.
Oh, probably it's another congregation, but they are in Brampton.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's so good to see you.
Nice seeing you too.
Yes. All right, I'm leaving now. So
All the best.
take
Nice
care.
seeing
All the best.
Joe
Bye.
blessing.
Bye.
All right, Sister Irwin.
Love you.
Bye.
Uncle Wally.
Hey.
Oh, go on, man.
Nothing much. How you doing?
I'm there with some root pain, man. Hurt my rotator cuff a week ago, and I some really bad pain. So
Rotator cuff. Wow.
on my right shoulder.
Yeah.
That's to be painful.
But other than that, we're still breathing in and out. So
Yeah.
we have to give thanks, you know.
Much to be
That's a good
thankful
way to
for.
put it.
Yeah. What's up, Sheila?
Just like the brother in his discourse say, you wake up this morning, so that's good.
Yeah.
And we didn't wake up dead.
Right.
The brother with the rotator cuff problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm called Hayden Green.
Oh, you Hayden? Have you had the rotator cuff problem?
Yeah.
Then your shoulder?
You have the solution?
Yeah, man, but we talk about it after here.
Well, just link me later. You have my number, right?
Yeah, man, me have your number. Me just send information to his brother that use it and it helps him with his rotator cuff. Within about 3 weeks to a month, he got better, you know?
Yeah, all right. Well, I appreciate your eavesdropping there.
Yes, man. Sometimes you work good, you know, and sometimes I bad.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Sonny Johnson.
I didn't think rotator cuff, all you have to do is rub something out. Like,
It's the worst. It's the worst pain. The worst pain other than
like you could rub tiger balm on it, but it won't put the cuff. Rotate the cuff is when the thing is snap out of the
Sonny, yeah, you hear me? Yeah, you hear me, son?
What are you doing in Texas?
Who is that, Mark?
Huh?
Then you hear me.
Mark.
Yes.
You know who this is?
Hey, Mark.
Me can't see you because my phone can only pick up 8 people at a time.
Okay.
And there's about 100 people on this thing here.
I can see you.
Oh,
it's cool.
You could do your view as see the view.
So, Mark, I saw you with David McFarden.
You could do galley view.
Was it last week, Saturday?
Oh, and the interview.
Right, the interview, yeah.
Somebody trying to imitate me. Somebody trying to be like you have a thing named AI now, you know.
No, AI can't duplicate your mark.
Man, AI,
no. They're not make that AI duplicator yet, Purdue, all right?
Yeah, man, how you doing?
2 or 3 of you.
Well, okay, so next week, Wednesday, we got another one.
Really?
Yeah.
Next
Brother Demetrius.
Well, Demetrius, yeah.
Yeah. Who am I talking to? This is Hayden?
I was Wally there.
It's Walton Dyer, man.
Wally Smith?
Wally Dyer.
Wally Dyer. Oh,
Hayden.
Dyer,
Hi,
yeah.
Hayden. Wally left.
Hey, what's up, Antoinette?
Hey, hi. Hello, everyone. Wally left. I was going to say hi to him and his wife, but obviously they left.
Who's that?
Mark, stop looking at me like that.
Why?
I heard you last.
The picture must come up, Anthony.
Hi, Sister Winter. How are you?
I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm going to call you. I promise I would. So I know I owe you a call.
Well, I'm still around. I'm 94.
You're doing very well.
When we grow up, we want to be like you.
Hi, Wally. How are you and your wife? I can't hear you.
Sheila Winter and Antoinette Barker.
Yes. What happened?
Yeah, I always saying hello for you with Andrea. Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, Marcia?
Hi, who is that?
Hayden Green, man.
Oh, hi, Hayden. How are you?
All right. See y'all.
yes,
Bye-bye. I'm going to join telephone witnessing. Take care.
How you doing?
Well, I'm having the same problem you're having.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Aren't we all? We're all getting there.
I don't know what we did to get this, but I was only just operating my my riding mower, apparently.
It's called
It's one of those zero turn mowers, and I must have pulled the stick in a rut or something right after
I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything.
It's called Romans 5:12.
Oh, okay. Adamitis. Adamitis.
That's Adamitis.
It's the price we pay for getting older. It's not for sissies.
Yeah, Romans 5.
I think that was pushed off on us by somebody who just amplified
Yeah, they
their.
talked about him today.
I'm seeing all the people now in the Kingdom Heart chatting. Like Saturday.
So who you don't do you all know who's gonna have memorial service next Wednesday?
Yes, that's brother Demetrius.
Oh,
I think it's the following Wednesday, though. It'll be the 25th is when it is. So.
Oh, do you all know a brother Cogill?
Yes, yeah.
Is
Brother
he
who?
still brother Cogill? Cogill.
No, from where?
No.
Salem, Linstead, St. Anne's.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's not from that area, Manchester. Okay.
Oh well, I'm gonna say bye now because I had meeting this morning and
Yeah,
I cut off the meeting to come back and say hello to everybody.
Oh, okay.
So
All right. Have a good
Hi, Sheila.
afternoon.
so bye then and
All right, yeah.
I'll talk to you soon.
okay.
All right. I'm gonna skip out too, guys. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
All right, Hayden. Thank you for joining.
Everybody.
So Mark, link me later on when you have the time.
All right, man. No problem.
Yeah, cool.
Try and keep us safe if you can, everybody.
Brother Rochester,
and Marjorie, catch up
a
with you
doctor
later.
of some kind? Brother Rochester, you doctor?
No, more like a bush doctor. I'm into natural medicine. Sorry.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. That's good to know because you're in Texas and I'm in Houston. So that's good to know you're natural. If I want anything natural, I come to you.
Complementary, functional medicine, holistic, alternative, whatever you want to call it. You know what you call it. But
Okay.
that's kind of
Yeah.
subject.
Yeah. I might need your services at some point soon.
Yeah, man. You have my number, right?
No, let me get it. Wait a minute. Let me hold on.
The hell was this, Yarny? Hot girl.
Hi, Aunt Elsie Wilmot. I don't know if she's still on. Hello, Aunt Marcia.
Hi, who is that?
This is Babette. Hello.
Babette, how are you?
Doing great. We're good here.
Are you? I don't see your picture. Are you on? Is your video on?
I'm on the video screen. I'm blackout today.
Oh, you're blacked out. Okay. You're still in Atlanta?
No, I'm here now in South Carolina with my family.
Oh, y'all moved to South Carolina?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. I hear it's pretty there.
Thank you. My husband is right here saying hello.
Hello.
Well, I'd like to meet him.
Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi.
I've
Yeah,
known
he's
her
from-
since he was a baby.
Yeah, he's from Betheltown, Aunt Marcia.
He's from where?
Betheltown. Betheltown.
Better.
Oh,
That's,
he's Jamaican too.
yeah, Westmoreland. Yeah,
Oh,
Westmoreland.
Westmoreland. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
your voice, your voice
nice to
sound
hear
good.
you. I haven't met you yet.
Yes, your voice sound good though. Hope I meet you soon.
Well, thank you. I hope so too.
Yeah.
Hi, Babette.
Hello. Let me see who that is. Let me go on the screen and see.
It's Angalcia. You called to me before.
Oh, hi, Aunt Elsie. How are you all?
I'm doing good.
Good, good. You know, my husband is I have to. He wants to say hello too, because he heard a lot about you guys also. The Wakefields, the Wilmots. He heard about us in Texas and everything. He was just saying hello.
All right, then.
I'm doing Babette.
She's standing firm. She's in Georgia, you know.
Oh, she's still there.
Yes, she hasn't left.
Oh, okay.
Georgette, Nadine, and Deidre, and
Yeah.
Tracy is there. Are there?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Where's Keely?
He's in Oregon, you know. 2 kids.
Oregon.
Yes, he has a son,
word.
William Day Blackwood. He's how old is Keldon now? He's in the 8th grade, 5'10".
Wow. Okay. What part of Oregon is he?
Portland. Where, honey?
Portland.
Portland. Thank you.
Oh, I visited there. About what? 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
how long has he lived there?
And he has a daughter named Keely. He's been there how long, honey?
Oh, maybe 20 years.
No, not that long. He hasn't been there that long.
So he must have been living there when we visited then.
Mm-hmm. He's happy there.
It's pretty. It just rains a lot.
Yes, it is. He's an elder out there. Has 2 kids.
Oh,
He's happy. Yes.
He's an elder?
Yes, he's very happy over there.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah, Deidre keeps in touch with Nicola a lot.
Yes, she tells me. Yeah.
Right,
She
right.
couldn't be on today. It was her meeting.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
One day we want to visit Texas and we'll give you guys a ding.
Yes.
Yes.
And
yes.
you're welcome to stay with me too. That'd be nice.
Hi, Brother Rochester. How are you?
Not too bad, my dear. And how are you?
We're standing firm.
Who is this again?
Sister Babette. I was Blackwood.
Oh, you was a Blackwood?
Yes.
And you is now what?
I'm a Lawrence. For now.
A Lawrence.
Oh,
no.
Forever. Hopefully forever, right?
The sister that was asking me for my phone number, did she get it?
No, sir, I may not get it yet.
All right, 790. You have a pen?
Yeah, I have it now. Go ahead.
790. 7778. Oh, you want the area code? Okay.
Of course. I live in Texas.
Jamaica is 876.
No, well,
anyway.
I'm in Jamaica right now, but I live in Texas.
Okay, so the area code is 1876.
Oh,
that goes at the front.
Okay, so 876.
It's
yeah,
1876.
790
790. And then 7778. I was trying to get another 7, but there's somebody get here already.
Yeah, I have. Okay, and you use WhatsApp, so I could text you also,
Yeah,
right?
I'm on WhatsApp, so you can just send me a text or whatever.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Remind me of the name again, sis.
It's Tilda McLean.
Tilda McLean.
Yes.
Okay, I'll look out for you.
Yeah, all right then. Yeah, I'm just using my sister's Zoom because I'm here in Jamaica. I didn't want to change her Zoom name to my name. So, but if I was home, I have my own name on the computer. But
yeah, Tilda McLean.
Yeah, McLean. You could ask Ricky about me if Ricky know me well. I've been knowing Ricky for 30 years. Yeah. Yeah, I have you in. Okay, I'm gonna send you a text to say this is Tilda McLean. All right, I'm gonna send you a text now.
Yeah, okay.
Damian Foster.
Yeah, and then there's Aunt Faye Simpson.
Where? It's on.
You know Aunt Faye? Yeah, Aunt Faye too.
Caston Forbes. This is nice. What a nice union.
I was gonna say to Aunt Faye, I was speaking to Marlon the other day, not speaking to him, but some time ago asking for you. If she's even on. I see her.
Aunt
She's
Faye,
still
let me see
on,
her.
but yeah.
I don't see Aunt Faye.
Faye Simpson, she's there.
Oh, she's on mute.
still
She's
there.
muted. She's
She probably
muted,
muted
Georgia.
out. Yes,
She's
that's
muted,
probably
good.
muted out. But as long as she
Simpson
hear
from
that.
Mandeville? That's the same Faye Simpson from Mandeville?
Yes.
It looks so.
Yes, yes.
She's on Zoom or she's at the Kingdom Hall?
I see her name on here too, Faye Simpson.
Oh, so she's on Zoom.
You're right.
Mhm.
Hey, Mark, you still live in Jamaica or?
Me, I still live there.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I am just in Texas for a month. I came for my brother's wife funeral.
Whereabouts in Texas?
Baytown.
Okay, we were in Humble, pronounced Humble.
Humble is like in Houston, right?
Right, we were south of.
So it's like maybe about 40 minutes drive or 30 minutes drive.
You have to ask Aunt Marcia because I don't recall. We left.
Yeah.
What year we left, Georgette?
We left
No,
in
Baytown is far from
87.
like an hour and a half drive. It's a whole different part of Baytown is more east and
Yeah, like you're going Bowman.
Right. And Humble is more north, going towards like Dallas. So it's like a 2-hour drive.
Oh, okay.
From Baytown to Humble. It's not, Houston is big. It has 5 million people just in Houston.
What? So you guys weren't affected by the recent storm? Wasn't there a storm?
Yes.
You mean the hurricane that we had?
The one they have last year or the one they have the other day?
The other day, there was a recent storm the other day.
Yeah,
Were you
it
affected?
was
last week.
Last week. Oh, I was here in Jamaica. I was here in Jamaica last week.
No, we weren't affected.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah, but they have we had a bad one, Hurricane
Yeah,
Beryl.
Beryl was last year in
Last
July.
year, right. And I was stuck in Dallas for 2 or 3 weeks because I didn't have any lights at my house or anything for a whole week. No light,
sorry
no
to hear
water,
that.
no nothing.
That's
Yeah.
rough.
It is, but since I'm Jamaican, I could function.
It's a test. It's a test of our faith, really.
I could
Indeed,
function
it is.
with darkness, and the daytime you have light, and you light your candles at night or your flashlight. The worst thing is not having any air, and it's humid. The humidity is stifling.
You know what is so funny, everybody? Guess what? Just as you're talking about that, my lights went out.
Oh no!
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yes, that is incredible. What does that mean? Because my light bill pay.
Is it rain? All the
So
rain.
is it raining where you are?
It's not yet, So that's kind of interesting.
We had rain. They canceled service. They had rain. They said tornado. Right, honey, tornado. They canceled service here.
Hey, Paul, I was just seeing you.
Oh, who is that? Marcia?
Marcia.
Oh, okay. Guess what? I was on speaker view. So I just went on gallery. That's why you just see me.
Okay.
But I heard your voice.
Yes, somebody called to me a while ago. We didn't have service today because they're having some protesting or something going on, so it wasn't prudent to be out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we did Zoom.
Paula?
Oh, yes, there is Marlene.
Yes, I'm quietly listening to everybody.
Oh, yeah, there she is. Yeah, that's right. Right beside you.
I see Mark. I heard Mark
Yeah,
talking.
The silent participant.
What, Mark?
Where
I
you're
said
in
you are
Baytown,
a silent participant.
Yes. Well, you see, Mark, you are quite engaged.
How is Cheryl?
This is who am I talking to now?
This is Marcia.
They just make a guess.
Somebody in Jamaica or in the States?
Somebody in Houston, Texas.
Oh, Houston, Texas. Why? When is this? When is the most guessing? There's about 5 million people in Houston,
Well, everybody
You're
every
supposed
Jamaican
to
almost
know
know Ricky in
people.
Houston.
You're supposed to know people who know how you can eat and what you can eat.
That means you must be very close to the family.
Listen, from Montego Bay. Give you a clue.
Yeah, I don't remember that because when I left Jamaica, he was too little.
It was too, no, man.
I was a baby, no?
I guess so. It's almost 50 years ago.
Yeah, I had just come from England.
No, you've been there a while.
Okay. Well, I guess I wasn't so young then.
I left in 78.
That was 78?
Oh, that's a long time ago. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
That's over like almost 50, almost
100, about 100 years ago, my head hurt me.
No, I'm not that old. I mean, I would be proud to say if I were, I'm not worried about it, but I'm not that old.
This is Sister Paula, folks?
Yes, that's right.
That was just a wild guess off the top of me because I can't see nobody,
What happened?
No, me have the.
He's using his phone, so the phone only have a picture of 2 or 3 people on it. You can't see the whole
Right,
thing.
exactly. So if there's 100, we can't see the 100.
Okay.
Well, there's 36 people now. Some of them
came up good.
But you can move it around, Mark.
And I'm also looking at what's going on in the Kingdom in Jamaica right now.
Yeah, I can see that too.
I'm doing the 2 things at one time.
Yeah.
Are you not that smart?
On your phone.
Right now, I'm seeing the coordinator of my congregation standing up right now talking to the people at the front. But Adele Michelle.
How is Danny doing?
I saw Debbie 2 weeks ago.
Yeah?
She was just coming. I think she was coming from Baytown.
Oh, yes, she came to visit my brother. Danny.
Yeah, she was still crazy.
Debbie I saw at a wedding last month. No, April. They were up. She and her.
In Texas or Jamaica?
No, in Florida.
In Florida. Oh yes, yes. She and her husband came up for that wedding, no?
Yeah, I have a picture of them.
His
They
child,
look
them daughter, what's she name? Alana?
Alana.
Yeah, Alana got married.
Yeah. How's Danny doing?
Danny is improving, but he's still not doing too well. He's still not out of the woods, but he's improving one day at a time.
Yeah.
Trying to work with him. Because that's why I decided to extend my stay. I came for the funeral, but when I realized he wasn't doing so well, I decided to stay a little longer, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear.
Yes. Well, Jehovah, the same Holy Spirit that helped you with your challenges, you know, are the same one that helped me and Danny with him, you know.
Danny
So
for all of us, yeah.
yeah, there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
But it's not an overnight thing. You understand? It's a gradual process.
Yeah.
But he's improving. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, give him a love. I'm sorry to hear about, Merle.
Yes, yes. So he's trying to balance it too, you know, the grief with his wife dying and previous to that, you know, he himself wasn't too well. So I'm trying to deal with two situations at the same time.
Yeah, that's rough.
Okay.
Well, I hope the paradise comes soon.
It need to come soon, sister. It can't come too soon. The sooner the better.
I know.
You know, for me books. The sooner the
We're
better.
ready. Or at least I think we are.
Just look at the world and see what's happening out there, and you know.
Tell me about it, sister.
Yeah, they're having riots, well, possible riots today because of the situation. So.
Well, we
The
know.
money, the clear the air, not mixing at all.
No. It's becoming more and more
that tell us that we in
apparent.
the last days, man.
And it's gonna happen more and more so now that we're in the
Yes, my dear, it's gonna
play
get
and the thing. So we're gonna hear more of that protest,
Yes, ma'am.
unrest, and all kinds of stuff. So I'm trying to prepare my mind for it.
You have to have your heart in the right place.
Yes. No, sir. Yeah.
In other words, you can't make certain things shock you anymore, you know. You have to just deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like when the brother said how when somebody touch your face when you cry in the
Yes,
Revelation
personal.
21:4, and how somebody have to be close to you to touch your face. So you need to have that relationship with your Heavenly Father. Yeah, I never thought of it like that. That was such to me, that was such a powerful point.
Yes, it was. I've never heard that point brought out.
Me neither.
Before.
Me neither. That was such an excellent, because it kind of makes sense because nobody put your hand in your face, so. But if somebody put their hand in your face, they must be close to you.
That's right.
And that's the closeness that we need with Jehovah to connect. Yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to run on.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
All
think
right,
I am
sis.
too,
I haven't eaten yet, so
Hey, Mark,
Yes, sis.
I'll give you a call.
Yes,
a
please
little
do. Me
later.
have to run after another funeral myself too.
Yes.
Oh,
but
today?
later-
Wow.
Later
In person.
in the
Omar.
afternoon.
I can see you.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Hi, Omar.
Omar.
I don't know if you
Omar.
can. Oh, is he muted?
Amar, turn on your phone.
Jamaica.
Or turn on your laptop. Turn on your unmute.
Hi, Omar.
Omar.
Yeah, here we look.
Open your
He look
phone.
like you don't understand about the computer.
He's waving.
Open.
He might wave. Someone must be
Yeah.
You're muted.
Hey, Marcia.
Okay.
Oh, all right, I'll call you.
All right, hon.
Yeah, I'll call you a little more.
Yeah.
All right, Sister Fox.
All right, good, Mark. There's
Okay, is that
Mark.
Marcia Wakefield? Hi, Marcia.
Hi,
Yeah.
Mark. Hi, and
Omar is
bye.
waving. Omar is waving now.
Oh, hey, Omar.
Oh, you finally get to understand the computer now.
That's real.
It's slow, the technology in Canada.
I can't hear if you can hear me. I can't hear King Laws very low, but Just saying hi.
Because of the noise, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, good to see you. When are you coming
It's
home?
just too low. I just have the speakers on here.
When are you coming
Speaker
home?
caption so you can hear it. Oh, yeah.
Omar, when will you be home?
I hear you.
He's saying he can't hear you, but he could hear you, but he can't hear you.
Yeah, I'll call him.
He has to make the mute the audio 2 ways.
Yeah.
No, barrel.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, now you
Alright,
put your
guys.
glasses on.
Oh, you catch it
He's
now.
becoming too regular
You catch it
now.
now. They have on the glasses. Sister Trail.
Saw you in the pictures.
Sister Trail.
Huh?
Sister Trail.
Yes.
You have a relative that is in the disaster relief in Jamaica?
Yes, but I just met him.
Oh, can you tell you the same last name?
Yes, I'm used to be a friend. I'm a friend of Louise Strawn.
Oh, I see.
I've left a long time ago. I left Jamaica a long time ago.
Well, you're
borrowed
in
name.
Texas too?
That is my borrowed name.
Okay, you're in Texas?
Yes, I live in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, Dallas, over the cowboy them there.
Yes.
Yeah, Mark.
Are your mom 20 bucks?
Yes.
Okay, guys.
Yes.
I'm
Come
over
on.
and out.
How much people live on Zoom now? About 20?
24.
24. That's on like 2 dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
you're
think I'm gonna
right.
say bye to y'all. It was nice
Yes.
seeing you.
Oh,
And,
me too.
All
All
right, sis.
righty.
all right then.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye-bye.
See
Okay,
ya.
Linton. Bye-bye. Not Linton. I forget you have another name.
Well, my name McLean. I'm a
Hilda
sister named
McLean.
Linton.
Hilda McLean, right?
Yes.
Ah,
I sent you a Zoom. I sent you a
Okay, but
WhatsApp.
I'm using the
WhatsApp
same
message
phone
with
to
my
do the.
information.
I'm using the same phone to do the thing here, so I can't see it yet until I close the phone, and I'll see it when I close the phone.
No, but it's not my phone number or my connection. My sister's. I send you my information. Oh yeah, you'll see it when you close your phone because
Yeah,
you're using the
because
same.
I'm so
Yeah,
I don't see.
I understand.
I try to come across the screen though, at the top.
Oh yeah, okay, all right, yeah, you. Difference.
All right, Sister Hilda.
All right, then.
Take care.
How is Danny doing?
Is that Sister Trail? Is that Marlene?
Yes.
Yes, you're asking about Danny?
Yes.
Yeah, he's not doing too well, but he's improving. He's
Mm-hmm.
trying to cope. So that's why I extended my ticket to stay a little longer with him.
Mm-hmm.
So apart from just coming to the funeral alone, I stayed afterwards to kind of be with him.
So did the people in Jamaica tune in to the funeral?
Come again?
Does the relatives in Jamaica tuned in to the funeral?
You mean from World Funeral?
Yeah.
Yes, man. The Kingdom Hall was used for people to come, So people saw it at the Kingdom Hall, and some people stayed home and watch it on Zoom. And they could do whatever they wanted to do. But a lot of people came to the hall because it's not just a matter of viewing it, but the association at the hall is like they feel like they're at the actual location. Everybody chatting before and after.
Understand? Oh yeah, man. I'm burning out. Yeah, some big crowd. Yeah, I'm just trying to capture it. Come on. Yeah.
Omar?
She again, maybe you come back. Yeah. Ricky will be here for extra week, but yeah, we fly out 4:30 tomorrow to Montgomery, so mid-morning we have to go.
So you're coming back to
Yes. Yeah. It's good to see you. You come again. All right, good. All right. Oh yeah, I know. Oh, we don't fix us. This is nothing.
You're not hearing
All
you,
right,
Marlene.
take care. Supposed to.
not hearing.
You're not hearing your man, you know, because it look like the computer no it not set up for personal use, it just set up for the Kingdom Hall.
Oh.
It look like he was trying to set it up that he could use it personally. It's like he's seeing us, you know, but he can't hear it.
I hear him. I hear him. And is Williamsfield Kingdom Hall?
Come again?
He was Williamsfield.
Who's that?
Williamsfield.
Williamsfield Kingdom Hall? What about it?
That where the funeral was?
You mean for
Valerie?
No, it was at the new Kingdom Hall at New Green. The one they were using for the disaster relief?
Yeah. Oh.
That's what because the disaster people shut down and gone back America now.
Oh.
So they free up the Kingdom Hall in Mandeville now. So they don't have to meet at Williamsfield anymore.
Yes, yeah, man. Yes, we'll do. Yes. And this is Ricky's, this is Ricky's daughter, yes.
Hi with you.
Yes,
That beautiful leaf.
yeah. Yes.
What a way she's grown up.
Yeah. Yes.
She's older than her brother. She's older than the two kids, right?
See you. Okay, all right. Take care. Travel safe. Yes. All right. No, a lot of people are locked down. So you can't hear them because it's just loud in here. Oh. Yeah, we've Sister Marlene, Mark,
Hi.
Press Johnson.
Hello.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, how you doing?
All right. You think said JA, but you're not in Jamaica.
No, I'm in Texas. I'm in Texas.
You're in Texas?
I said I'm in Texas right now. I'm in Texas.
With Danny?
Yes, I'm in Baytown with Danny, yeah.
Yeah. Can barely hear you, sorry. Cannot
I'm
loud here in the Kingdom Hall.
Why they're not kicking off?
They probably were on early. People log off now. Yeah.
Don't let you see. Can you see that?
Hey, Winston, I think I heard your voice.
Yeah, that's me. What's up, Omar?
Hi, Omar.
Hey, Alcia, how are you doing?
You're doing good. Doing good. So sorry for your loss.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes. Yeah, we're all sorry for your loss, Omar.
I mean, I wasn't even aware that she was ill.
Say it again.
So it was a big shocker when I heard that she passed.
Yeah.
Omar, sorry to hear that, my brother. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. She was struggling with it since 2019. She started this fight.
What?
So,
wow.
It was an uphill battle since. So.
Right. Yeah.
That's a 6-year battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I'll say what time we got home from meeting.
What was that, Marlene?
I was talking to Alce. What time she got home from meeting?
I didn't go to the meeting today. I'm gonna go tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, I chose to stay home because our meeting started at 10 and this was at 11. So we decided to do a Sunday meeting.
So Sister Marlene and Brother Omar and everybody, I'm gonna bow out.
All right, Mark, I'm going to call you later.
Yes, I have another funeral to go to at 2 o'clock.
Whose funeral is it, Mark?
Somebody in Baytown. Coincidentally, the brother's name is Danny also, but Danny Groover. Is
You
his name.
too.
But
Oh, I
said
don't know him.
wife
Danny
died on
Groover?
this afternoon. Danny Groover.
Oh, okay. I
His
don't know
wife.
him.
Yeah,
Yes.
you probably don't know him because he's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
So it's
right.
just coincidence that him named Danny and my brother's Danny. Two of them
Yeah,
wife.
right. But say hello to Danny for me too.
I will do, sister. I
Yes.
will do.
But I'm going to call
Thank
you later because I have
Okay,
been
take care
trying to
now.
reach out to him, but I realized that maybe he don't have his phone.
No,
Yeah,
sometimes
right.
he answer the phone because he's sometimes not in a mood to talk.
Yeah, but I'll talk with you
Okay.
later.
Yeah, man, we'll talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, take care. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye,
All right,
everybody.
man. Danny,
Okay.
hi for
Bye.
me.
Have a safe
Okay.
trip home.
Hi,
Thank you.
Danny.
Hi,
All right. All right, Sonny.
the Kingdom also
Okay.
love.
All right, Sonny
Yeah.
Johnston and Yvette Johnston. Bye-bye.
All right, see you.
Right.
Bye.
Yeah.
Take care.
I will
Yes,
come
bye-bye.
for
over there
joining.
next year.
Okay, Omar.
I'm leaving now, Primrose.
Yes, take care.
And everybody, bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Omar.
Sorry for losing my Omar. No, she was out in Mandeville.
Me have to go back to the tail line before I go to the funeral.
You do?
Yeah. Just to change my pants.
Come on, you couldn't just put away the way and say,
Hey
Not
Omar,
thinking. Not
hey
thinking.
Omar, how are
So,
you?
Man,
Well,
sorry,
how are you? Good to see you,
Omar,
man. Sorry under these circumstances.
Which one them are? What you turning on? Sorry, which thing you turning on?
I guess he's not hearing me.
Sister Simpson, is that you?
Omar, sorry for your loss, man. Please convey our condolences to the rest of the family. Good to see you, but sorry under these circumstances.
Yeah. How you doing, Cliff?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well.
Good. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you too. Please say
I'm
hi.
sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing because
I understand. I understand.
still, Jonas, people can get rambunctious.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, but I have Ricky's number, so I'll reach out and we'll touch base with you guys. So take care.
Omar.
Hey, bro, Johnston.
Yeah, I would want to keep in touch with you. I want to
Good to
keep
see
in
you.
touch with you. I said I want to keep in touch with you. You have